motorists, especially those who love to break traffic laws. I have seen what speed can do. Here I am to your rescue, to help you to live. Just take this advice I give. Slow down. I want you all drivers. Slow down. Take care of your passengers. Be careful on the road. Hey. Don't make it an episode. How much more tragedy we have to endure to face the reality. Less is safer than more. I'm begging all my friends. Be careful on the road.
And that's what we're doing. We're slowing it down to bring you some information from the traffic department here in St. Kitts. Let me say good morning to Miss Phipps, Inspector Phipps in the studio with me. We'll be joined shortly by Sergeant Henry. She's outside getting herself organized. Good morning, Inspector. How are you doing today?
Good morning. I'm doing okay.
Great. Welcome to the studio as usual.
It's a pleasure.
What's on the table for discussion this morning?
Today we'll be discussing passenger safety.
Okay.
And we know a passenger is a person who drives, who travels on whether it's a public, private, or aeroplane, boat.
Mm-hmm.
Once they are not physically in control of that appliance, they are passengers.
Okay.
As passengers of vehicle, it is the responsibility to maintain a duty of care to protect yourself and other passengers on that vehicle.
Mm-hmm.
We all know that passengers is not responsible for the decision of the driver, but as a passenger, we must be aware of our surrounding. Ways in which passengers can assist the driver to ensure passenger safety. If your driver starts to engage in distractive driving behavior, such as making a text, making a phone call, or looking back in his rearview mirror and having a conversation with other passengers in the back seat, just remind him gently, pay attention on the road. Yes, his or her, pay attention. And this not just goes to public service vehicle, but all drivers who are driving, whether you're with passengers. As a passenger, don't wait until the driver starts to drive or do a maneuver, then start a conversation, or maybe showing him a text on your phone. It is not just you or him on that vehicle, but they have other passengers whose life will be at risk as well. All right? And one of the most important things as a passenger is always wear your seatbelt. A seatbelt is one of the easiest ways to protect drivers and passengers when traveling in a vehicle. Seatbelt prevent occupants from being ejected from the vehicle. They reduce the time to come to a stop in a crash or even in a crash. It is safer to restrain yourself because if you, let's say an accident happened, you could be thrown out the vehicle. Whereas if you have on your seatbelt, it could always pull you back and keep you safe. We also recognize that a number of persons, you might see some of the videos where the passenger actually video the drivers over speeding and they're laughing, but at the same time, your life is at risk. Your life and the driver is at risk. So you as a passenger, you have a responsibility to tell the driver, pay attention, what you're doing is wrong. We know some families do not wait until something happened and then said, boy, if we had known we should have done that, that would be too late. So we are asking passengers, if you are seeing the driver or whatever, just gently remind him, remember other person's life is at stake, and the life you save could be your very own. I'll hand over to Sergeant Henry to add her quarter.
Good morning, the listening audience, and good morning, GQ.
Good morning, Sergeant.
Yes. As we're talking about passenger safety, it is important to drive safely not only for yourself, but for your passengers and other drivers. Passengers in the vehicle have two responsibilities: to avoid distracting the driver and to help the driver to avoid other distractions. The presence of passengers in the vehicle and their behavior can positively or negatively influence road safety. The way how some passengers act in the vehicle, as the inspector said, you know, the person is speeding and you tell the person, go ahead, or you're driving too slow. And it's all you want to get there now, so increase the speed. It can either negatively or positively affect that driver. And having conversation with drivers, you know, just keep talking. Instead of the driver paying attention to what is happening around him, he's paying attention to what the person is saying. So too much conversation or too much talking sometimes in a vehicle, not only for a motor omnibus, but private vehicle. Sometimes the passengers are just keep talking, and instead the driver concentrate on what they're doing. They concentrate on what the conversation is going on. Or some person's going to be in the back of the vehicle and then they come over in front and distracting the driver. Sometimes we tend to block the view of the person in the mirror. We come in the vehicle and the way how we position ourselves, the driver cannot see. All these are things that could hamper your safety when traveling in a vehicle. Yes, and speeding. Remember, we have speed limits in St. Kitts. Not only St. Kitts have speed limit, but the speed limits were there to control drivers. And if you're going to speed or excess speeding, you don't have much control of that vehicle. So even if you're driving at the normal speed, you say, okay, 25 is nothing for me, or 20 miles is nothing for me. Or it's like a marijuana. But still, it is for your safety and others around you. You're in a vehicle and your phone rings. Yes, sometimes we say, okay, a hand-free device can help you, but sometimes it's not. Because before you answer that call, you have to look down to who's calling before you answer it, although you have a hand-free device. So these are things that can hamper safety of passengers.
Now, before I'm going to open the lines while we wait for some calls. I'm going to let you continue the conversation. 465-2555. And for those of you in the United States and Canada area who would like to participate in our conversation, 718-577-2916. Inspector, anything else to add to the conversation?
Yes, I like the point that Sergeant Henry made, especially with the handheld part of it, because you have some drivers, yes, they do answer, they're on their handheld, but because of the nature of the conversation, they lose focus and they're just there thinking about what the other person's saying, not paying attention. So you as passenger who underside, we recognize that is happening, because sometimes a danger may be ahead. You could simply or gently touch the passenger, remind him, remember you are driving and other people. Do not tug the steering wheel or whatever, because things could happen more seriously than is expected.
Let's take this call. Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hey, good morning, Culture.
And good morning, my colleagues.
Good morning,
sir.
Well, we are getting what we long waiting for, rain.
Amen.
So I hope you don't disturb the sound in the phone.
Very good, man. Go ahead.
Okay, now, let us go here now. The topic today is passenger safety. Well, I am talking on everybody's safety. We got some drivers, like you said, they're in the passenger vehicle and they're paying more attention to the melee that they're getting from the passengers. The responsibility is the person who operates in the vehicle. So if you find that the people in the back talking to distract him, all you got to do, tell them, listen, I am concentrating on what they're doing, so I would appreciate if you stop talking that way, or don't let them know and block out the ear. That's number one. And number two, I don't think when anybody going for the license, they're supposed to be twisting their head looking back when they're reversing. Use the mirror on the left and the right. And if they have a rear view mirror that is not blocking them, use the mirrors. Use them, because a lot of people can only drive vehicle when the space behind them is long like an airport and no plane on the airport, so they could look back and see this and see that. When I went for my driver's license, January the 2nd, 1969, in the biggest beer truck they had in St. Kitts, with a big hood, so I couldn't look back. I had to use those two mirrors, left and right. And from that day, I learned to use my mirrors, reversing them even in the rearview mirror. So I think that law should change about looking back your head, use the mirror. And then the second thing, people need to understand when they're driving on the road, keep your eyes straight ahead of you. If you see a road come out from your right, before you make a swing, make sure it is not a gut. Because that is what happened on West Farm. The road, the gut there where the car went over. I know an individual tell me that it fooled them already. While they were going straight, they thought it was a road and a swing, and when they realized it, they got to stop. So keep the eyes in front of them. Don't swing before you know what is in front of you. The last thing, my friend Dennis Carey up the gut, he said he tired and asked people, those responsible to put speed bumps up the gut. Well, it's not the police duty to do that. It's the people them who is responsible to the upkeep of the road in St. Kitts supposed to do that. Anyway, you all have a good day. Thank you very much.
Thank you for your input and your
Thank you,
concern,
Paula.
raising your concerns, I should say. Who would like to address culture?
Well, first, as regard to reversing, as technology move forward, so the equipment inside the vehicle. So you'll find inside the vehicle you have your backup cameras. But then when you speak to some of the persons who had the test, they would say, "Officer, I prefer to look back and reverse because when you're using the mirror sometime it's like the car is much closer and so." But that is a part of the test that must be done.
Okay.
But someone should be able to use everything. Because when I got my license, I had to look back. And I am a pro, I wouldn't, well, on using my
I don't
mirror.
take it back, you're up for now.
Yes, on using my mirrors. Yes. I didn't use my mirrors when I got my license. I had to look back. But you have to be able to look back and you have to be able to use both mirrors.
Okay. So it's not something should be in the law, it's something's already mandated.
It's there, yes.
Okay. Okay. So looking back is accepted and
Yes.
using the mirror is accepted.
Yes.
He made reference to down West Farm with
Yes.
the gut area. Do you know which area he's talking about?
I think it's the first gut before you meet the Abbott. I think it's that one.
I'm not sure, honestly.
After you pass, I think is the project housing, the condominiums that belongs to the Waterman. They have a gut there,
Yes.
with the big wall.
Yes, yes.
I think
yes,
it's somewhere there.
Okay.
Not too sure,
So-
but the picture look like it's there.
Yeah. But is he trying to say we need to put something
Well,
there too?
maybe because
Some
someone
signs?
says not the first time that happened. I don't know, but this is the first time I am seeing something like that.
Okay. All right, so something to think about in terms
Yes.
of putting up proper signage
Something,
there.
yes.
Yeah. All right. Let's go back to the phone line. Good morning, you're live.
Yes, good morning, Victor. Traffic talk. Yes, it the got there by West Farm. After the project house and concourse by the Waterman, but twice vehicle went over the wall, you know, but somebody had get a bow in the head and they had dead. I mean, I know about the other person, but the officer, y'all need to put some kind of sign thing on the two side of the wall and let them cut the grass them a little low down that people could see. Because when other vehicle ain't sharing the road, that is how what happened. Because they said the lady said she thought it was a road. So she couldn't see over the grass them. Yes.
All right,
So,
Cassandra.
Thank you for
good
that.
program, and you're going to drive careful. Because some of them don't drive like they you know, jumping hot thing up and down how they racing. And then they want to pass across the road. Oh, fools with the racing the bus then. And the bus driver then holding up the long conversation with people. He put the lip on the girlfriend in front with them, and they get the news, chatting. I don't accident too. Yes. Thank you.
Okay, Casilda. Good morning, you're live. Yes, you're live, go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Miss Henry, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, Miss Henry?
I'm fine, thank you. Sorry about that.
I was just in town, and the road there by the stoplight by the convent school, coming from the courthouse coming up there.
East Independence Square Street, yeah.
Right. I'm telling you, Mrs. Henry, the lights gone red so long. And this person just speed through the red light, you know, and I behind them. Before somebody was already coming from the east to the west, what would have happened there this morning? Leaving there this morning, coming up there by Lazarus Road, but the eastern side, still on Wellington Road, I think, right? They're coming out there, the junction to go through by Lazarus Road. Mind the lights is red. And this individual come out. That person cannot move. They came out and they blocked the traffic. You understand why people don't use the common sense when they are driving? It's more heartbreaking and more stressful, the word I'm looking for, driving on these streets. Because people just pressing gas, they are not concentrating, they are not reading the traffic, they're just driving. You understand? And once we are on the road, we are not driving for ourselves. We are driving for others. That is why you see so many accidents happening in the Federation, because nobody minding their own business, just driving, boop, gas. And that thing happened this morning. I said before, something was coming from Newtown area. What would happen here this morning in Junction? Police would have had to come, traffic would have had to stop, and tie up the traffic. People, Miss Henry, I don't say no to say, I need all you on the street. And my main question, don't you all have lights in those, camera in those lights? You don't have cameras in those stoplights to help you all that when these people break these laws, you don't say you have to see them in person, you just see them on the camera and send them a ticket. We have to get with the technology because there are more cars coming on the street. Every day I see more cars. I think it was Monday, I saw the car boat out in the ocean again. Where are we putting these cars? Are we going to go up a second level? Where are we going to put these cars and too many reckless drivers on the streets? Concerning the accident down there in West Farm, I think you all should, the government or traffic, should put some railing across there that everybody could see. It's not a street, it's a gut. May God bless you all because you have a hard task before you all. Have a good day.
And thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, well, some of the lights have cameras. But as you said, we don't drive for consideration for other road users. Because if the light is red, why come out? And then you come out, you get the accident. The first thing you say, you had green. And you know you're wrong. Some people just don't care. They get behind the steering wheel and they think, okay, it's just go. Nothing says stop. And that's how some of us drive.
Anything to add, Inspector, before we take a call?
And that's why we always say here on this program, you have to respect and obey all traffic signs and signals, because that person, he could have caused his own death this morning.
Back to the phone line. Good morning. Good morning, you're live.
Yeah. GQ, good morning.
Yes, Jam Dog, morning.
I'm quite staying here for a long time, no?
Yes.
Miss Phipps
Sir.
and Miss Henry.
Good morning.
We tired of hearing them kind of things. Some people, we know that. As culture always say, let us feel it in the pocket. And Queen, my good friend over there by the school, over Taylor, she's so right. She's right. These people, they don't care. That's why you got to make them feel it in their pocket. And the question of culture with College Street got, and that culture and that College Street got alone, over Market Street since they fix it. People, young drivers, you don't see all chauffeurs do that. Young drivers, I like the bend there by Jabo, man. If you see them coming up there, they don't care whether children going over the school. Yes, I know. They're just driving. And something got to done. Something have to done. Miss Phipps, you check out the thing for me up there by the eatery there before you reach Gases. That thing is a hazard, and it could cause life. Because I know why they see you. And I want to say to all these police, my good friend Dexter, who love this country and come back to serve this country. And all of these farmers with the negative talking, Dexter don't study them, you know. You love St. Kitts, and we know the kind of policing you bring to this country. And we, at the circus, thanking you very much. And I hope a lot of them could come and do the same. Have a good day, GQ.
You too, Jam
Thank you,
Down.
caller.
Any response, or you want to take another call?
Take another call.
Good morning, you're live.
Good morning, GQ.
Hey, morning, Mr. Politics.
And good morning to Sergeant Henry.
Good
and
morning.
Inspector here.
Good morning, sir.
No, my little input this morning. About West Warm, where it got, where the lady went away. I think he's a student, a young student. I don't know if she missed the road or something, or she feel like something that was a road down there. But down there dark, and you need something like a railing cross that you got on. Reflectors on it, so now that is a gut there. Just a railing cross. You don't need nothing to talk about things. Just a railing cross with some reflectors on it. I believe that will take. Because I remember back in the same thing was when I was a small boy living in the but some cricketers come from Antigua was playing cricket, Antigua I think it was playing. And they had a function of favouring. And they went right over the same gut. I don't want to hear any death. I hear Casillas about it. But I don't remember if anybody did dead. You understand? So I believe that seriously it needs some kind of railing on the cars. Maybe strangers come into the country and maybe they don't know the road good and they might feel like that is a whatever, and they drive in that area. And so I so glad that no tragedy she didn't die or nothing or get injured much. You know, so we just got to wish her all the best. And the people are for us, you know that she's a raw student and they take care of the situation very good. And people was around there helping her, bring out the gut, the people from there but, and that was so good to our sister. All right then.
Thank you, caller.
Any response?
Well, I'm glad to hear that the caller said that persons within the community assisted, which is very, very good. So that shows that the community is also working with the police.
Sergeant, anything from you?
Well, your suggestion where you made is a acceptable one, and we'll see how fast we can get that work on.
Good morning, you're live.
Hello, GQ. Good morning, buddy.
Hey, good morning, Sonny boy.
Hello, Sergeant Henry and Inspector Phipps.
Good morning, sir.
I'm enjoying the show from New York.
Hey, good morning, Sonny boy.
And Sergeant Henry and GQ.
Yes, man. Turn on the volume on your.
GQ, you're having trouble with the line. The line is having a problem.
No, turn on the volume on your device.
Hello, GQ, you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear it loud and clearly.
Okay, good morning, guys. Sergeant Henry, you always said the life you save might be your own. Why you all don't put those signs up on the road? That's a very good thing. You know, the life you save might be your own. And when the driver get that, they might respond. So yeah, we should get Public Works to put up some of those signs around the island. And that's a good idea. So I'm enjoying the show to Sergeant Henry and Inspector Phipps and my good friend, Mr. GQ Liebert. All right, guys.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
You too, Sonny boy. You too. Let's take this next call. Good morning, you're live.
Hello, good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Miss Henry, good morning. Yeah, that's same area there. You look real dangerous, you know why you don't watch there? That estate wall there. The person who bought it from the government, up to now they ain't do nothing to it. If face stone them look like when the bus drop there, they could drop out and hit somebody in the head, you know. What happened when you really ain't got no law here in another country? He who buy it and who buy it, I'm going to call the person name. They should be the government would have done see that they do something to the place here. In the West Farm area, they don't like see it at all. Right? But when you come in across the bus stop, they phone them like they're ready to let go. Let them go to the man who buy it and tell him them do something about no law here. No? Everybody just do as they like. Have a good day, you hear?
Thank you.
Don't thank them.
Good morning, you're live.
Good morning.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Liebert.
Yes,
Inspector
good
Phipps
morning.
and Sergeant Henry. Good morning to you all.
Good morning, sir.
Let me say, Inspector Phipps, I like topic of discussion this morning, which of course speaks of passengers' safety. But generally, safety on the road, it is an application must be done every day. However, it is incumbent of what I may have called and speak about many times. I spoke to you, Inspector Phipps. I spoke to you, Sergeant Henry. I spoke to other fellow police officers in the Department of Traffic. This week, I spoke of it again more than a dozen times. In the vicinity where I live, north of Birdwalk Gym, the road stemming straight down to the big gate entering the gym, there always vehicle park on the corner for me to turn. And I can't see what's coming towards me. I have to go on the other side, which occupying the lane that somebody is coming into the road to go up, which is dangerous. I do not know what else must be done. If there is calling me to tell me my car park on the corner and it is wrong based on the restriction of the traffic, they don't have to be a yellow line. We know that there's 15 feet from the corner of every junction. So why people keep parking there? Why only talking to somebody for more than 150,000 times is going to do it better? When I park, they put a ticket on my windscreen. Simply. Now, technology is more modern. You know my car, by my license plate, who owns it, and to call me and tell me move it, that's not good enough. It appears though nobody knows what's going on in the Department of Traffic because I spoke of that. I just told you so many times I called to an officer on duty who take my report of what I had reported before, and they said it's the first time they have heard it. Really? We who are in position, managers and supervisors, should take that initiative to delegate and not micromanage operations. For a Department of Traffic, which is the smallest department in the St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force in Nevis and St. Kitts, nobody knows about it. Many haven't been told. So what takes place? In closing, I like Culture's statement he made and said about maintaining the roads. Personally speaking, I've heard you all said the lines and signs going to be put on the roads for people to see where to turn and how and what direction should they go. It started, but it almost finished before he actually started. The lines are now being erased. And line that I'm talking about, in the middle of the road, that to turn into Frisco gas station, to turn from the Agro Strip up the road into Ponds, and to turn into Gillards, and so many other places like that, the lines are being erased. If they're not there, people don't know exactly where to turn to go in that line. Get the Department of Public Works to maintain the roads and put the sign. Or you don't think they're accurate, get someone to supervise, because a lot of things have been done, stop doing before it's actually started. I thank you all for listening and have a good day. I am only going to be firm because I'm clear about what I see that needs to be done. It's just my observation. Have a great day, everybody. Take care. Thanks for listening. Goodbye.
Thank you, Colin. Same to you. Have a good day.
I'm going to let you respond to him and make your wrap up at the same time. We're now at the 9 o'clock mark. Sergeant Henry, you're going to respond, or Inspector Phipps?
As is with police office patrols all over, and we cannot be in one place at the same time. I'm not saying that we are not supposed to accede to when callers call and tell us about an area. We do go and check the area. Sometimes when we go, the vehicle's already moved. When we do go there and we issue a ticket, in some instances, we do call callers and ask them to move their vehicles as well.
Your wrap-up point?
It is important to drive safely, not only for yourself, but for the passengers and other drivers. Wearing a seatbelt will keep passengers traveling in any motor vehicle secure and prevent them from being thrown to the windscreen during a crash. Buckle up, you are expected home.
Avoid talking to passengers while you're driving because this will take your attention away from the road. Do not use handheld equipment such as microphone while you're driving. Keep your hands on the steering wheel. Never allow your passenger to put pressure on you to drive dangerously or show off. Good morning and
distraction.
Yeah, it's a good thing she wasn't driving.
Yes. Continue to enjoy the rest of your day and please drive safely.
Thank you so much.
Remember, you're expected back home.
Thank you so much for your presence this morning, Sergeant Henry and Inspector Phipps, and I'll see you all next week. The time check in the studio is 1 minute moving away from the hour of 9 o'clock, and this morning time check came to your compliments, Republic Bank.
You have dreams you're imagining, goals you'd like to achieve. We're here to see you through. We're invested in you. We're invested in you. You can depend on us. We will take care of you with a legacy of commitment you can trust. Have to walk along with you. Want you to know we care, and we will strive to do our very best to help in your success. Republic Bank, we're the one for you. You're simply the best.
Are you looking for a place that provides skilled nursing care and rehabilitation services to people with special needs, illnesses, injuries, or functional disabilities? Are you searching for dignified facilities to serve the elderly? Then search no more. The Grange Healthcare Facility is simply the best place to satisfy your needs. It is the first of its kind in St. Kitts, situated just 7 miles out of Bastia, with beautifully landscaped grounds in serene and tranquil surroundings. The Grange offers residential care places, daycare facilities for seniors, convalescent care, rehabilitation services, overnight, weekend and holiday stay, and complimentary therapies. A caring and experienced staff has promised to take good care of you or your loved ones. For more information and bookings, call 465-8020 or 466-5525 or fax your requests to 466-8221.